Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. It's a hot day. probably just about the hottest day of the year thus far, and we're working on a furnace. So lady just wants to get this thing fixed up. She wants to start using it again. It hasn't been used for a while, and I was here, did a video here actually a couple weeks ago, and the fan on the furnace just ran all the time until I started taking the louver apart to get to the furnace. When I touched the first screw in the louver, the fan shut off. So the first thing I want to do today is to verify that the furnace is still wonky. So we'll get those louvers off again. I turned that reset switch. It's actually a breaker, but it says reset on it, so everybody calls it a reset switch. I turned that off when I was here just to shut that fan off. So let me access that furnace again and turn it back on and see what it does. And to the loyal watchers of my channel, the last couple videos before this one, or you might think they're even weird. It was systems. It was systems that I just don't work on very often, and by very often I mean maybe like that load shedding. Well, two load shedding things. Two videos that had load shedding capabilities in the RVs. Just something I don't work on. We just don't see it very often, and you know, it's been a long time since I seen that stuff, and I just couldn't really remember how some of that stuff worked. It's kind of like this louver here. You gotta have just the right combination to get this louver out of here, because it fits pretty tight. I don't remember it being that hard to get out. Oh, there we are. Okie dokie. Set that over out of the way. Now here's that breaker. It says reset on it. It says off and reset. So let me cut it back on. And yeah, it's still wonky. I'll go over here to the thermostat and make sure the fan's not on, but I'm pretty sure the thermostat's off. That's how I left it last week, or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was I was here. And yes, the thermostat is off, just like I figured. At least the wiring's easy to get to. Those are crimp connectors. They have a name, which I don't know. So we're just going to snip them off. And we'll use Wagos here. Wago connectors. Which, if you're interested in the Wago connectors after you see how they work, be sure to visit my Amazon store. You can find that easily by going to my website, www.hillbillyrv.net. And so you'll be able to find that. So I'm just going to snip these wires off on the furnace side, just so we don't have to wonder what color goes where. The only thing is the two blue wires are your thermostat wires. One of them is actually marked positive, one's negative. So I want to be sure to get those back in the right place. So the positive one goes to white and negative goes to orange. Of course, why wouldn't it? That's backwards from how you would think, right? So I'm gonna go positive to white, and when I get out to the truck and get a Sharpie, I'll write that on there with a Sharpie. So now got to get these ducts off here, get the gas line unhooked, get the mouse sticky traps out of our way so we don't have one stuck to our armpit or something. Those might be ants, I don't know. So yeah, let me get back in here because y'all really in the way. Get this stuff all unhooked back here and get this furnace out, and then I'll bring you back. Got the furnace out. Had to take a bottom out of a cabinet to get the 2 screws, one down there and one up there. That's the board. That's the piece of paneling for the bottom of the cabinet. It's just slid down in there. But I mean, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you put 2 screws back there that you could only get to by disassembling a cabinet, right? And it was super tight getting out of that hole too. But we got her out. Got it out here on the back of the customer's pickup, and we're going to see if we can figure out what's up with this. No, you know what? It's going to have to go on the back of my truck because I need power. So yeah, we'll put it on the back of the van and see what we can figure out. Alrighty. Actually, I decided just to go ahead and put it on this table that I'm carrying around. What I'm gonna do is switcheroo the board because I think that's where our issue is gonna be. I think it's probably got a stuck relay or something on the board. So that's where we're gonna go first. I think that board's just gonna have one screw in it, I hope. Maybe there's some kind of retainer. It's got I think those were ant traps, not mouse traps. It's got sticky trap stuff all over the bottom of it. Oh, gotta take this off right here, which is actually siliconed to keep water out of this furnace that could come in through the flue right there. So it's got they always put silicone over at least one of the screws, sometimes 2. Sometimes you can just reach in there and poke through the silicone and get to those screws. It's going to have 3, I do believe. Y'all can't even see, can you? Y'all stay in frame. What's the matter with y'all? Okay. Overcome the sealer. And then this board should just slide right out. Y'all still in frame? Sorta? Okay. Yeah, so this board just slides out. We got our 6-pin connector over here. We got our igniter wire, and we've got 2 spade connectors. One's smaller than the other, so you can't mix them up. One's power coming in, the other one is the power going to the blower motor. Open up a brand new dinosaur board. It is the Fan 50 Plus. Plus pins is what the plus is, because the old board has pins. Some have pins, some have a connector that goes in the side. So this board will accept either one, because not only does it have the pins like the one we just took out, but it's also got the slide-on connector. So let's get our power and our blower motor wires hooked up. Our igniter wire. And lastly, our 6-pin connector. Even though there's only 4 wires in it, still a 6-pin connector. Alright. Now that we got that in, I'm going to strip these wires back just a little bit and use my jumper wires and my power on my truck to turn this furnace on and see what it does. I'm going to turn this thing back over this way for a minute. We're not going to completely install that board, just in case we need to go a little bit deeper. Alrighty, we'll just go ahead and put our WAGO connector on the thermostat wires. Just for ease of connecting and unconnecting while we're testing here. Hopefully this is going to cure this furnace. I hope we don't have to go further. Alright, I have DC power ports right there on the back of my van. So there's our positive. There's our ground, or negative. Get this out of y'all's way so you can see. Alright, already the fan didn't automatically just come on like it had been in the camper when it wasn't supposed to. So let's hook our 2 thermostat wires together with a WAGO, and the fan should come on there in just a minute. If I haven't popped a fuse on my truck, which apparently I have. Let me go. I have this power port on the back of the truck. I have this power port on the back of the truck fused for a good reason. Seems like I'm constantly letting those leads touch something, pops that fuse. Let me go change fuse real quick. All right, which one of you smarties out there was supposed to tell me to remember to cut that reset switch or that breaker back on? I don't have a bad fuse. The furnace is turned off. So let's try this again. Alright, so the power is hooked up now and it's not running, so that's good. Let's hook our 2 thermostat wires together, see what happens now. Alright, let's unhook the thermostat, cut the reset switch back on. Okay, now the fan's not running constantly. Now that we got the breaker on, 3rd try, right? First try don't do good, 2nd try don't do good. Try the 3rd time. Aha. We should get ignition here, or striking anyway. I don't have it hooked up to the gas yet. Yeah, there we go. Alright, it's trying to do what it needs to do. Let's go ahead and get this board installed. by let's, I mean me, get this board installed. Ooh, just dropped that screw in the grass and found it. Man, maybe I should buy a lottery ticket today. Y'all know how hard it is to find screws when you drop them in grass or gravel. I think gravel's worse than grass, really. You just very seldom ever find them when you drop them in gravel. You think they'd be right there, but man, they go right under the very first piece of gravel they see, never to be seen by man again. The furnace goes in the camper this way, so we're just going to test it on its side too. I need to go get the flue, so let me go grab that. If any of you out there are testing a furnace, bench testing or testing in a camper, and you've got the flue out, and you've got one of those furnaces where the flue goes way back in there, it won't light. It will not light until you put the flue in there to get those gases out of there, because otherwise the intake for the combustion chamber is inside here, and if you don't have a pipe on there to get that exhaust gas out, it'll just suck the exhaust gas right in. There's not enough oxygen for it to burn, and it will not light. How do I know this? Well, that would be one of those lessons I learned the hard way years ago. That's one I don't forget. Or if you do, you realize it real quick, because it just kind of go and it goes out. And that's the exact sound it makes. Honest. Try it. Try it next time you're working on a furnace. See if I'm lying to you. So let me get my gas hooked up, which is right here. How convenient is that? Pretty daggone convenient if you ask me. We're out here in the open air. I don't care if it leaks a little. Hand tight's good enough. Now, I gotta move y'all, because I gotta get in a compartment right here behind you and turn my gas on. Gas hooked up, power's hooked back up. Let's put the thermostat wires together, see if she lights. Yeah, there we go. Can you hear it? I can smell it. Woo! Ooh, a lot of mouses has been playing around in that furnace. Woo-wee! Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I'm afraid it's gonna burn my towel up. I'm gonna cut it off now. I don't want to burn my towel up, because I have to take that towel in there and wipe up the swamp in that camper where I was there on the floor getting that furnace out of that hole. It's I built a sweat pond in their floor in there, so I'm gonna have to take a towel in there and mop up the sweat. Now, some of you may be asking, could it be something wrong in the camper that was making the fan run all the time? Yes, it is a possibility, but I don't think so, because it did the same thing here on the back of the truck. No, we didn't even try that, did we? Did we? I have to look when I edit. No, I didn't, did I? Anyhow, I feel confident it's going to fix it. I am going to take it in there and put it back in the camper and just hook my wiring up real quick, just to verify that the problem was in the furnace with that crusty board, and just pray that it's not in the camper, you know, where mice maybe chewed on some wires or something, and just hope not. So I'm going to take that thing back in there and just stick it in, wire it up, and just make sure it's acting right. So probably won't just bring y'all back until, unless something exciting happens, until we get it back in the camper and test fire it. So y'all just chill. I'll be back in just a little bit. Furnace is reinstalled. Appears the wiring in the camper is good. Hopefully it'll light. I tried it when I put it in. It's got to be close to 90 in that camper, and that's as far as the thermostat goes. So I'm gonna leave y'all here, see if it lights. I'm gonna go and turn it on. Y'all let me know what you hear. All right, which one of y'all want to step up and smell the exhaust, see how it smells? Which one of y'all? Nobody? Really? Bill King? No? No? You don't want to do it? Laundryman Adams? Bill? You don't want to do it? Really? Y'all gonna make me do it? Alright, here goes. You know how hillbillies like sniffing exhaust. She smells a little mousy, but other than that, it smells good. It's burning good. Don't y'all smell mousy? Get down in that comment section. Leave me a comment, a criticism, a concern. I'm gonna stay here and work on a toilet. It's a Tetford. I might do a video on that. Yeah, I just have to put the louvers back in there and put the screws in the flue here, and this thing's done. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.